On the record, this is Judge Paul Whitcomb Schmidt at the United States Immigration Court in Arlington, Virginia, November 7th, 2014. This is an individual calendar removal hearing case of Esther, E-S-T-H-E-R, Manadure, M-A-N-A-N-D-U-R-E, file number A074000697. We're proceeding today in English. Counsel, please identify yourselves for the record.
Alex Chantunya for the respondent.
Jill Parikh, DHS.
Okay. This is kind of a weird case. What's it all about?
Your Honor, this case, she was previously before this court. She was granted withholding.
Was it me? No, it's Churchill.
Churchill, yeah.
Okay. So she got withholding.
And then when her father passed, she went to immigration and they gave her advice that she could leave. She traveled to South Africa. That's when in South Africa, she was informed that she had lost her status by leaving the United States.
She executed the order, right?
Yeah. So they told her they could give her humanitarian parole to come and reapply for asylum. Then when she came here, she went to USCIS, who told her that she had, by coming in, she was reverted to her previous status. While she was in that situation, she applied for work permit, which took some time. As a result of following up on that work permit, she was told she had no status. She had to apply for asylum. But then that was almost like more than 1 year. So she went to the asylum office, and the asylum office informed her that since she had been in removal proceedings before, they would not entertain her application for asylum. They told her to come to court to reopen. That's when she came to the court, and the court was kind enough to reopen her case.
All right. So what are we trying to accomplish today?
Now, she is seeking asylum.
All right. So did you talk to the government about it?
We've discussed with the government. The government, maybe they can make it.
Yeah.
So I think there's a few issues. The Asylum Act, there's no proof that it was filed with USCIS in a timely manner. And when it was eventually filed, it was in 2014, I believe. And her most recent entry was in 2009. And originally, her first asylum application she was granted withholding, and it was also filed late. And so I think there's a time bar issue, and we offered withholding to respondent because that was her previous status, and she still wants to go for the asylum claim. And
go ahead.
I mean, I still think that it's a weak asylum claim, and there's the 1 year, the 1 year time issue.
Yeah, so why don't we just put her back in withholding, which is where she was before.
Judge, can you allow me to speak?
No, not really. I really just want to talk to the lawyers. Yeah, I mean, it's nice to have asylum status, but what happened the first time around? She missed the 1 year bar?
Yes, the first time around she missed the 1 year bar. The second time,
but I mean, if all had gone well and she'd never left, then she'd still be in withholding status. It was sort of a fluke. It was sort of a fluke that she left and came back. And then what year did she come back?
She came back in 2009.
Right. So then and when did she apply for asylum?
She applied in 2011. And they sent her back. But she's burning to explain why she applied in 2011, not in 2010.
Well, you've already explained it, but the government said that there's no real proof here. So what am I going to do? I mean, she applied when do we have a stamped application anywhere saying she applied within?
Yes.
The one that the stamp shows it was in 2011.
Right. So that's late. Yeah. So, and yeah, it's kind of tough, but like I said, it's a fluke if things had gone the way they should, she should have never left the United States. She should still be in withholding. So why don't we just put her back in withholding rather than argue about whether she gets the benefit from what was a mistake in the first place? I mean, and I don't see how I'm going to get her. I mean, she's late again, so it's going to be hard. There may be all sorts of reasons, but they probably aren't going to be good enough. It's late by quite a bit of time. So it seems to me that that's the best. That seems like the most equitable result on this record.
Can I have maybe just 5 minutes
Yeah.
to explain?
I mean, the bottom line is it's a fluke. If things had gone the way they should, she should have stayed here. She should have been advised to stay here, and she would have remained in withholding forever. By fluke, she sort of got a chance to do away with the 1-year bar, but it just didn't work out that way. So why not just put her back where she is now? Plus, I don't know what conditions are like now, but I don't have a lot of ambition to relitigate this whole thing that was already litigated before Judge Churchill a number of years ago. So why don't we just restore the status quo? I'll give you a little time to think about it. That's my take.
Thanks very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome. But I think it's going to be hard on what you've given me to get around the 1-year bar. And it doesn't seem like, it may be the less happy result for her, but it doesn't seem inequitable. Not that I'm a court of equity. All right, I'll come back at 2:30. Y'all can.
Thanks very much.
You know. See you in a few minutes.
Yes, Your Honor.
File. I'll be back.
Okay. You.
Don't go away. I mean, you can go away for a while. Back.
Yeah.
But you're welcome.
we had one case here where somebody came and he said, my father is Michael Jackson and I'm king of Thailand.
Oh, gosh.
Actually, that case, I was doing pro bono. The court asked me to come and help.
Mhm.
The whole court was laughing. Even the trial attorney was laughing. I tried. I couldn't keep. Only the judge was serious. Judge Brown was just.
That's funny.
Mhm. It was funny. Actually, for him to be put in proceedings, he had gone to the White House because and then he told them that President Bush was his father-in-law, and Dick Cheney was his godfather. At
To tell the
at first they thought he was a security risk.
yeah,
Then they realized something.
funny.
You know, you come across a lot of these stories, much more than me. Them in a book somewhere, because you may write a very good book later on. We had one guy here. He told the judge, he said, "I'm applying for asylum." The judge said, "Okay, can you come 3 months?" He says, "No, that's too late." Because he says, "Why?" He says, "Because I want to go home first." And then the judge says, "But didn't you just say you're afraid?" He says, "Yeah, but I have to see my brother and come back. I just want to work permit."
Gosh.
Is this, where were you before at Justice?
Hema?
Oh, okay.
Mhm.
Okay. I'll just tell them that questions you can make statements. You know, withholding traps people. In Virginia, you can't get a driver's license.
Mm.
I can't take my kids to school.
So it has. That's why.
Right.
But I understand the law. You and me,
Yeah.
we understand the law.
Yeah, I mean it's just not
You know, they don't even accept the ID in the bank. They don't. It's not a federally approved ID. I can't get an ID.
Right.
I mean, I have kids that are 8, 9, and 12. I can't take them to school because you can't get a driver's license. You can't get an ID. And I've
So
been here
okay,
8 years.
let me see. So I've explained to her, but she just wants to make a statement to the court. I don't know what statement it is, but I have to do that because, hey, you know, professional. If they want to complain, they may want to say I didn't allow her to speak. So
Right.
I just let her speak. Then she gets it from the judge, whatever.
Mhm.
Then, where FEMA were you stationed?
In DC.
Oh, right here?
Mhm.
Oh, you are local.
Yeah.
Some people come from very far.
Yeah.
So you also went to local university here?
No, I went to University of Wisconsin.
Oh, okay. Wow, okay.
Yeah.
It's good to have a time. Usually people settle where they have gone for school.
Yeah, I was born in Chicago. So
Oh.
from the Midwest. Yeah.
You have to go to Northeast then.
Yeah.
Yeah, on a tour all over.
Yeah.
Judge Smith has been a judge for a long time. Wasn't he a chairman of the board?
I think he was with the BIA and then came
Yeah.
back to the.
There's a new judge here. I'm not familiar. After Harris, has there been a new judge appointed here?
No, Judge Owens.
I haven't seen that one.
I mean, he's not a new judge. He just normally was a headquarters judge.
Oh,
I don't think there's been a new.
is there a judge at the? Is there a court at the headquarters?
Mm-hmm.
They don't meet people there.
They do. I think they do a lot of the more televised hearings.
Oh, because I've never appeared at the headquarters.
Yeah. I'm not sure what all
But
they
you
do.
are the same office that goes to the headquarters court?
I haven't done anything with that. No.
Thank you. Please be seated. We're back on the record in case number A074000697. While we're off the record, I didn't discuss the merits of this case with either party. I did give Mr. Chantunya and his client a chance to discuss the matter. What'd you come up with, Mr. Chantunya?
Your Honor, I am fully conversant of the law,
Uh-huh.
and I know it very well.
You do?
Yes. I fully understand where the court is coming from. But for my own professional cover, she wants to make a statement to court to satisfy herself that what she wanted to say has been said, because
Okay, that's
she
fine.
thinks that maybe I didn't say enough.
All right,
So,
that's fine. What would you like to say, ma'am?
Oh, sorry for so okay, Judge Smith, I'm going to go back time when I left, and USCIS had advised me that I could leave, and I was stuck for 7 months away from my family. They readmitted me to the U.S. I went to Prosperity Avenue, and I said, I want to reapply because I don't have a status. And they told me that I had to fall back in, of which had I known that I had to do it within the 1 year, I would have just reapplied for that asylum because of my constant fear of persecution. For 8 years, I've been living in fear. And the dictatorship in Zimbabwe keeps getting worse and
Look,
worse.
ma'am, look, let's look at it a different way. You had protection in the United States. I had nothing to do with that case. A mistake was made. They shouldn't have told you to leave, but you know. Right. So overall, I don't see why that mistake entitles you to an upgrading of your position. What it should entitle you is to go right back where you were before the mistake was made, which the government has offered. I don't see the rationale for saying that because a mistake was made that somehow we have to bend the rules so that you can upgrade your position from what the protection you had before to a better grade of protection. The government's offered to put things right by putting you back in the status you had before you left. That seems to me to be a fair offer. I'm not saying you can't litigate it, but I'm probably not going to litigate it this afternoon, because the reason this case was on my short docket was based on Mr. Chantunya's representation that this was an hour or less quick case. If we're going to litigate everything that's happened going all the way back to before 2004, then I'm going to have to do it another time. So
I just had one more thing to say that so it's been this 8 years of, yes, under the protection in the United States.
Right.
But at the same time, I don't even have an ID. So I'm under protection, yes. But in Virginia, I can't take my kids to school. I can't do anything. Yes, I'm under protection, sure. But I can't even get an ID. And I can't open a bank account.
yeah. I can't solve that problem for you, ma'am. You do have protection. You are here. There's thousands of people in a similar position. It's just the way things are. It's better than not being protected. All right, so with all that out of the way, what do we want to do here?
She'll just take. We want to take them with her. Yeah.
Okay.
to take the withholding order.
Okay, council would like to approach. I'm going to hand one of those back. And the address is still the Amsterdam Court address.
Yeah, actually, I've changed my address.
Pardon?
I just changed my address.
Okay, you'll file a 33 at the window. Okay, good luck, man. Good luck, folks.
Thanks very much, Your Honor.
You're welcome.